Anxiety is the most common mental health disorder in the entire world, with over 4% of the entire population experiencing anxiety disorders. Now, there are two types of anxieties. The first one being normal anxiety, which is just stressful situations causing you to, be more anxious and more tense and freaked out. And that tends to be normal anxiety. However, an anxiety disorder is when that anxiety is persistent, excessive, and interferes with your daily functionality. So, why do I bring this up exactly? Well, to be honest, I struggle with anxiety disorder, and I have for the longest time. This morning, truly, I felt absolutely horrific, and I just wanted to kind of speak about it, and I wanted to maybe spread awareness and maybe get people more acknowledging it. So this morning I woke up, just completely not feeling myself. Just this overall anxious feeling was just looming. I woke up, threw up like 3 times, and then I ate something thinking that'd make me feel better. Now I just feel super sick as I'm recording this. So this is like my 5th take on this line, but yeah, it's hard, and the people who don't have it, of course, they won't understand it. They won't understand what you go through, and of course, to explain what you go through is pretty hard because there's really no explaining it. It's either, if you feel it, and if you don't feel it, it's hard to tell, and that's fair. It's a fair thing. But something that anxiety plays very closely with is depression. And depression, by definition, is a serious mood disorder which is characterized by persistent feelings, sadness, range of emotions, and also physical problems. And depression and anxiety, in my opinion, go very hand in hand. And one of the reasons I jumped into psychology is because I really wanted to understand these things more. I wanted to be able to help people through them more as well. But of course, before I could help anybody else, I needed to figure out how to cope with it myself and how to get around it myself. And it's something that I've definitely struggled with my whole life. I've been pretty severely depressed since I was like 10, 11. And it's something that, it can get to you in a lot of ways. But as you get older, as you get through the years, as you have it longer and you learn different things in different ways and you just experience more life, you start to figure out ways to mitigate it in some kind of sense and negate its effect, its hold. And you're able to kind of act without it pulling you as heavily anymore. And it's not something that you can just get rid of. It's not something you can just discard and never experience again, because even your most common person experiences depression at some point in their life. But there is a difference, and that's the same with anxiety. There are 2 different types of depression. There is common depression, which is the sadness you feel in certain situations. It's situational. And then there's the disorder, which is where you're constantly sad and you struggle to get out of that mood. And it is a very serious mood disorder. Now, one thing that I like to do with these videos is I like to relate them to a real life scenario where these kind of things did affect me and they were a factor in my day-to-day life. And recently, if you saw the last video, I celebrated my 21st birthday, which, is this like grand monumental occasion in most people's eyes. For me, I wasn't that excited going into it. I don't really drink. I don't really go out to like clubs and shit very frequently, so the night was gonna be kind of chill. But of course, things don't go as planned sometimes, and just to say the least, it didn't feel like a day for me in the first place. So that was already that. But going into it, I was already very anxious because there was going to be people that were going to be coming to, focus on me, apparently, and have eyes on me. And then just in general, the idea of getting older is rather depressing. I wasn't very energetic or smiley that day. And this will go into a topic I want to talk about in a different video, but you can't fake a smile. And it's definitely noticeable in every picture. It's definitely noticeable at the dinner. It was definitely noticeable throughout the night. And without gassing out people too heavily, there were some people who made it very something. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest day. And my reason for using this specifically as an example is because I feel like in general I could have made it a lot better if I wasn't feeling this way. If I wasn't so stuck in my head and so anxious, but I really couldn't get around it. I feel this way every single time that day hits, every year, because I dread it. and I truly dread it, and it's hard to get around it. Now, a complete 180 story-wise, two of my friends decided they wanted to throw me a little Minecraft birthday party, which was absolutely adorable and super sweet, and I can't thank them enough. But again, I hate my birthday, and it's unfortunate because at this point, everything I tie to it is just negative. And, you know, I get the idea that they're doing this and planning this, whatever, and my main thought in this moment is I don't want to do it, right? And all credit goes to them and my other friend for putting in the effort of trying to, you know, keep me invested, for sure. And you know, it's hard sometimes, for sure. It's hard to face these things, and this was in a better light, and I still believe that my depression around this event specifically even, and my anxiety around it, just overtakes it every single time, no matter how good or bad the event is, or how good or bad the day is. And I'd be lying if I said I was already having a particularly good day, because the day itself, I was a little bit upset, but in general, it just, it's hard. You know, and I kind of wanted to showcase an example of something bad and good, and this being the same thing, basically. But just, you know, one good, one bad, I think is a great example of showcasing the true abilities and strength of depression and anxiety together. Now, I feel like it goes without saying that to all of these people, I have nothing but appreciation for you, and if you took this in any kind of rude way, I am so sorry. I did not mean it in any way such as that. I was just using these as stories to showcase what depression and anxiety can do. And lastly, if you struggle with depression or anxiety or suicidal thoughts, then please visit 988lifeline.org. You can reach out to them, talk to someone in real time, and you can prevent something really bad from happening. And that is the last thing I wanted to mention. That is the biggest part of this. The biggest takeaway is you can always seek help. There's always somewhere to go. And there is nothing wrong with reaching out and trying to get help. And that is it. That is all. Thanks for watching.